You know, they say the world is safer than it's ever been in the history of civilization.
Nos da mucho gusto tener en esta ocasión a DJ Caruso, director de la película Reactivado. DJ, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Besides the appeal of having an international cast, what's the importance nowadays of having a multicultural team as a main protagonist in a film?
Well, I think it's important in that it represents the world we live in today. You know, the digital world and the world that we all share the same news, everything's shrinking. And for me, it was exciting to say, okay, we have Xander Cage, we have this great sort of anchor in our franchise, and people love him. Who has he been hanging out with for the last 12 years? Xander's traveled the world, so it gave us the opportunity to bring all this great sort of actors and multicultural aspects into the film. So to me, it was a challenge, but it's also representative of where the world is today and where I think global cinema is going.
Now, in being an extreme action film, this is another kind of challenge to show something different to the audience. How do you guys come to get to these action sequences?
Well, we did a lot of homework and we tried to figure out, okay, how can we integrate these unique action sequences? You've seen motorcycles before, but you haven't seen them go on the water. You've seen people ski in snow, but you haven't seen them ski in the jungle. You know, people are jumping out of airplanes without chutes, but how are these guys going to get to the ground? So we tried to find scenarios and ways, and I've always dreamt of a fight in traffic, like in the middle of a freeway, like a real fight between two people and how the freeway interactions would be. And so I think the audience is going to see things that might seem familiar, but they're done in such a different way that the experience becomes a different experience.
And how difficult was it to have these so many cast members, so many characters, to have to give them all a chance to show who they are?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult. I think part of it goes to the writer, Scott Fraser, because you have to write in a way that these characters are able to show who they are and not just advance your plot. And so we really tried hard to make these scenes, each scene count. And so I'm very proud of what we did, because each character does have their moments and you do understand who they are in a way. Xander comes in, there's a lot of preconceived, we know who Xander is, and we kind of reintroduce him again. But I'm really proud of how we maximize the effort. When you have Deepika, you have Donnie, you have Toni, Michael Bisping, you have Ruby Rose, Nina, they know how to bring what they can to the table and really contribute in a way that their scenes pop as well.
How important is it still important, the James Bond reference, and how relevant is it today?
You know, I think it's important. I think when the first film came out, the James Bond franchise was struggling a little bit. It was trying to find its footing. I think the Bond franchise under Sam Mendes is very good and very powerful, but Bond doesn't seem to be having as much fun anymore. And so what we decided was, let's make sure that we're having fun in this movie and that the audience can see the fun we're having making it. If they sit there and experience what we're experiencing on set, they're going to have a good time. And I think that's sort of where we sort of, you know, countered the Bondism in a way, in the fact that we wanted to celebrate having fun.
But still, there are those subtle references to it, no? I mean, for instance, Nina's character, it's like a blend between Q and Moneypenny, with a sexual innuendo.
With a sexual innuendo, exactly, yeah, because we called Becky our Q, right? But what is a XXX Q, and how would she behave differently? But you're right, she is a combination. So we do have some of those, I don't want to say the formulaic aspects of the way that the Bond franchise is sort of built, but they're done in a XXX way. So you are right. We do pay homage in a way.
And now the strong female characters.
Yes.
How to choose them? How to decide which things each one is going to be able to do?
We were writing the script with Deepika, Ruby, and then I'll tell you, Nina was more of the surprise. We were writing it with them in mind. We knew we were going to get them in the movie. We had met with them and talked with them, so we really catered to them and wrote these characters to fit who they were. Nina was amazing because I had no idea she was so funny. When she came in and read for me for the very first time, I was laughing and I was like, wow, she's this dynamic, beautiful girl, but she's really got a sense of humor. So I really wanted her to bring that to Becky. Deepika has such like a powerful Audrey Hepburn-esque sort of grace, but at the same time is this athletic, dynamic, intelligent woman. And so I wanted to make sure Serena was going to be the equal to Xander, and Xander's attraction to Serena is that he's looking at an equal. He's not looking at just the hot girl across the way. He's looking at someone that can go toe-to-toe with him. And Ruby is, you know, to me the closest thing to what I remember, like when I first saw Angelina Jolie in a movie. She's electric and she's on fire and she's sexy to men, she's sexy to women, she's just everything. But at the same time, she trained so hard at being a sniper that she really became an amazing, proficient sniper. So giving all these great girls their moment was really important to me.
So regarding The Shield, that you directed several episodes, and it's a great show.
Yes.
How important is for a director to have the chance to work in both medias, in television and in film?
Well, I think it's important. I think The Shield, for me, was pre-Breaking Bad. It was sort of, if Breaking Bad wouldn't really exist if The Shield didn't exist back in the day. But The Shield to me was always important because you're shooting, it was like being in the gym as a director. You have to shoot 11 pages a day. So you're in the gym working out, figuring out where the camera goes. You can't second guess yourself. You just have to go on your instinct. And I think that preparation really helps translate when you get into the movie sets where you have a little bit more time and you can prepare. But you're in the gym working out with great actors, figuring out very quickly how to capitalize and how to capture what's happening. And so that training to me is invaluable. I think it made me a much better director.
And great scripts.
Yeah, great scripts. great writers with Kurt Sutter and Sean Ryan on that, yeah.
Get on your knees!
If you wanted me back, you could have just asked me.
Let me simplify it for you. Kick some ass and try to look dope while you're doing it.